Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to Fluent English with Ray Audio, where we learn English through interesting and helpful topics. Do you feel more worried as you make more money? You know what? School teaches us how to work, but it does not teach us how to live with money, how to earn it, or how to control it. Money is not just a number. It is a mirror that shows your psychology, your greed, your fear, your competition with others, and even your insecurity. Morgan Housel, the author of The Psychology of Money, calls this the psychology of money. In this video, I will share with you 12 silent rules of money from Morgan Housel's New York Times best-selling book, The Psychology of Money. These rules will help you truly control your money. Most people think money is about math. You earn, you save, you invest. Simple, right? Wrong. These 12 rules are not just about making more money. They are about understanding yourself, your relationship with money, and what enough really means. If you understand these rules, you will not only become richer, you will also become more peaceful. Because real wealth is not about how much you have. Real wealth is about how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Let's jump right in and take control of our money. Rule 1, the rule of enough, knowing when to stop. Just a little bit more, and that'll be enough. That's the thing you tell yourself, right? But you know what? That little bit more never stops. Picture this. When you had no money, you probably thought, man, if I could just pay rent without stress, I'd be happy. Then you paid rent, and suddenly you wanted a car. You got the car. Now you're looking at houses. You got the house. Now you're checking out your neighbor's house and theirs looks better. See where this is going? The chase never ends. And it's not because you're greedy. It's because nothing feels like enough when you're always comparing yourself to someone else. You know what I mean? There will always be someone with more. Always. A bigger house, a nicer car, a fatter bank account. When you use other people's good things as your goal, the goal is always changing. It's like a race that has no stop. You will always need more and never know when you have enough. Enough is something you have to decide for yourself. Nobody else can tell you what it is. You think the game is about getting more. But really, the game is about knowing when it's enough to stop. That's the trap, my friend. So what do you need to do? Don't worry. It's actually really simple. Sit down. Take 5 minutes. Define your enough. Write it down. When is it enough to live well? When is it enough to sleep at night? It's not about defining what is enough for you to beat everyone else. Because once you know you're enough, something clicks. You stop comparing. You stop chasing. You actually start living. And real wealth is when you can look around and say, you know what? I already have enough. Not because you have it all, but because you decided what enough meant, and you got there. That's freedom, my friend. That's rule 1. Rule 2, the rule of survival. Keeping money is harder than making it. You see, making money is actually not the hardest part. Keeping it? That's where most people fail. Think about all the people who were once rich, really rich, athletes, lottery winners, business owners. They didn't lose their money because they were stupid. They lost it because they forgot about risk. They invested too much in one thing. They spent as if the money would never run out, or they thought they would keep winning forever. In other words, they focused on offense but forgot about defense. It's like playing a game. In any game, you need both. Attack and protect. Making money is to attack, or offense. Keeping money is to protect, or defense. And most people, they only think about offense. Nobody gets rich by winning once. Real wealth comes from keeping your wins over many years, through the good times and the bad times. Think about it like this. You can have the best year of your life, make more money than you ever imagined. But if one bad decision wipes it all out, what was the point? That's why keeping your money safe matters more than just making it. I'll give you an example. Two men, Jason and Daniel, start investing at the same time. Both are smart. Both work hard. Jason makes big bets, takes huge risks. Some years he wins big. But one bad year, he loses everything. Daniel plays it safe, builds slowly, protects what he has. He doesn't win as big, but he never loses big either. Fast forward 20 years, who do you think has more money? Daniel, every single time. Because he survived. He stayed in the game. Jason had to start over too many times. So what should you do? It's easier than you think. Build an emergency fund, even a small one. Just start somewhere. Pay down your debt. The less you owe, the safer you are. And when the market goes crazy, when everyone is panicking, train yourself to stay calm. You don't need to be the smartest investor. You just need to be the one who doesn't quit when things get hard. Sometimes the biggest win is just not losing. That's survival, that's defense. And once you understand this, you stop chasing every opportunity. You start protecting what you've built. Because getting rich is exciting, but staying rich, that's what changes everything. So, Rule 2, keeping money is just as important as making money. Remember it. Rule 3, the rule of silence. Real wealth doesn't need to prove itself. Friends, we've gone through the first two rules that help you control your wealth better. Which one is your favorite up till now? Comment in the section below. Now, let's continue. People who are truly rich and free, both with money and in their minds, don't need to prove anything to anyone. But people who aren't free yet, they need to show off. Because deep down, they still need other people to say they're good enough. When you're truly free, you don't need anyone to know you're free. Someone with real money doesn't post their watch online. Someone who's truly happy doesn't need to post pictures showing how happy they are. Someone with real value doesn't have to tell everyone, I have value. True freedom means you don't need to prove it anymore. Have you ever noticed this pattern? There's always that one person who drives a fancy car and posts it everywhere. Wears expensive clothes, makes sure everyone knows they have money. Then you meet someone else, quiet, drives a normal car, wears simple stuff. You hang out with them for months before you realize they're actually a millionaire. Who do you think feels more secure? If you're thinking the quiet one, you are correct. It's always the quiet ones who feel more secure. Why not the loud one, some might think? Well, the answer is simple. Those loud ones, they are exhausted. They always have to try to keep up the image. They're always worried someone will think they're not successful anymore. Meanwhile, the quiet one doesn't care what anyone thinks. They already know their worth. That's the difference between real wealth and fake wealth. So what should you do? Keep your finances private. Don't seek validation through material things. Don't post your bank account, your car, your designer stuff, or your financial wins online just to prove something. Because every time you do that, you're giving other people the power to decide your value. And that's dangerous. When you stop needing people to see what you have, something amazing happens. You start living for yourself, not for likes, not for comments, not for jealousy, just for you. There's a saying that fits perfectly here. Wealth whispers, ego shouts, be the whisper. People with real wealth speak quietly. They don't need attention. People with just ego, they're loud. They need everyone to notice. So ask yourself, which one do you want to be? If you want real freedom, choose silence. Because the less you need to prove, the more powerful you actually are. And that's Rule 3, my friends. Keep it in mind. Rule 4. The rule of ego. Wealth is what you don't see. The next rule connects directly to Rule 3, and it is called the rule of ego. As I mentioned in Rule 3, there are people who always drive fancy cars and wear designer clothes, and when they show off their cars, they don't show what they have, they show what they lack. When someone shows their car, their house, their money, they're actually looking for something else. They want to feel safe inside. What those people really want to prove isn't "I'm rich," it's "I'm worth something." But the more they show off, the more insecure they actually feel. There are two types of people in this world. One type is led by ego. They buy things to get noticed. The other type understands money. They invest so their money works for them instead. One side burns money to look rich. The other side uses money to actually become rich. You've probably seen this before. Someone buys a luxury car they can't really afford. Why? Not because they need it, because they want people to see it. They want the respect, the attention, the validation. Meanwhile, there's someone else quietly investing that same money, building wealth that nobody sees, no flash, no noise, just growth. 10 years later, guess who's actually free? Not the person with the fancy car. It's the person who invested. So before you buy something, ask yourself this question and be honest. Do I really need this, or do I just want people to see it? If your answer is, I want people to see it, stop right there. That's your ego talking, not your brain. This is how you protect your financial freedom. Don't buy with emotions, buy with logic. Because invisible wealth buys visible peace. Real wealth isn't in the things people can see. It's in the feeling you have in your mind. No debt, no stress, no need to prove anything to anyone. That's what matters. When you stop buying things to impress others, your life starts to improve. Your bank account grows, your stress goes down, and you stop caring what anyone thinks. So remember this: the car in the driveway doesn't make you rich. The peace in your heart does. That's Rule 4. Keep it close. Rule 5. The rule of luck and risk. Humility over judgment. This one will change how you see success and failure. Many people succeed because they're talented, sure, but also because they were in the right place at the right time. On the other hand, some people fail not because they're dumb, but because they got unlucky or hit the market at the wrong moment. Understanding this helps you stay humble when you win and stay calm when you lose. In investing or making money, nothing is certain. You can be smart. You can have the perfect strategy. But if the market crashes or something unexpected happens, you can still lose everything, At the same time, someone can just get in at the right moment and get rich fast. That's luck, and we don't talk about it enough. Here's what most people miss. They see someone successful and think, if I copy exactly what they did, I'll get the same result. But that's not always true, because part of their success might have been luck, and you might not have that same luck. That's why you shouldn't worship successful people, and you shouldn't look down on people who failed either. What should you focus on instead? Focus on what you can actually control. Consistency, discipline, humility. These are things that work for everyone, regardless of luck. Those are the common factors of real success. Not the flashy stories, not the overnight wins, but the boring daily habits that anyone can build. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to keep showing up, keep learning, keep improving, and stay humble enough to know that you don't control everything. There's a powerful truth here. Respect the role of luck, and you'll stay grounded when success arrives. When you understand that luck plays a part, you won't get arrogant when you succeed, and you won't feel hopeless when you fail. It keeps you balanced. It keeps your feet on the ground, whether you're at the top or the bottom. So don't think you control everything. Stay humble, because success and failure both have an element of luck in them. Luck can't ruin your journey completely, but it can't help you last forever either. Do you know who will last the longest? They're not the ones who think they're invincible. They're the ones who respect risk, accept uncertainty, and just keep moving forward anyway. So, that's Rule 5. Don't forget it. Rule 6. The rule of comparison. The endless race. Honestly, this might be the one that steals the most peace from people. Have you ever seen anyone happy when they compare themselves to others? When you compare, whether you win or lose, you lose your freedom either way. If you lose, you feel worthless. If you win, you're scared someone will pass you. Neither of those leads to real happiness. The world will always have someone better than you. No matter how rich, how smart, or how good-looking you are, there's always someone ahead. If you use other people as your measuring stick, the game never ends. It's a race run by ego with no finish line. The only thing you gain from it is exhaustion. Here's what happens to most people. They get a promotion. They feel good for a week. Then they see their colleague got a bigger one. Suddenly, their win doesn't feel like a win anymore. Or they buy a nice house. They're proud. Then they visit a friend who has a bigger house. Now their house feels small. Do you see the problem? Happiness disappears the moment you start comparing. And the truth is, you'll never win that race, because there will always be someone richer, someone more successful, someone with more followers, more likes, more everything. So what's the solution? It's to compare to no one else but yourself. The past you, to be exact. It can be you from yesterday, from last month, or from 1 year ago. Why compare to yourself? Because if you're living better today than you did last year, that's a real win. This approach keeps your mind focused on progress, not competition. It's simple, but it works. Are you healthier than last year? Are you wiser? Are you more at peace? Those are the questions that matter. When you measure yourself against your past self, you take back control. You stop letting other people define what success means. You create your own path. And here's the beautiful part. The moment you stop comparing, you start living. You're no longer defined by anyone else. You're not obsessed with their standards. You're free to just be yourself and grow at your own pace. That's real freedom, mental freedom. So stop looking sideways at what everyone else is doing. Look back at where you were, and if you've moved forward, even a little, celebrate that. Because real progress happens when you focus on yourself, not when you're busy chasing someone else's life. Keep Rule 6 in mind. Rule 7, the rule of time freedom, the highest form of wealth. This is the rule most people get wrong about being rich. A lot of people have money but don't have time to actually live. This is the most common problem for wealthy people. They have everything: the house, the car, the status, everything except time. They're always busy, always stressed, never have time for themselves, their family, or anything they enjoy. So yes, they have money, but are they really rich? No. Because being rich isn't about having a lot of money. It's about being able to live the way you want. Most people think being rich means luxury car, luxury house. But actually, being rich means you control your own time. Take Pam, for example. She makes good money, has a nice apartment, and drives a decent car. But she works 70 hours a week. She cancels plans with friends. She hasn't taken a real vacation in 3 years. Her phone never stops ringing. Then there's Charlotte. She makes less than Pam, but she controls her schedule. She works when she wants, takes Fridays off sometimes, spends afternoons with her kids. Who's actually richer? Charlotte. Every time. Money without time is just a number in your bank account. It doesn't give you freedom. It doesn't let you breathe. So when you make decisions about work, money, or goals, put time freedom above fame or recognition. Sometimes a job with lower pay but more personal time makes you richer than a high-paying job that stresses you out. Sometimes choosing to live slowly, having time to think, to rest, to enjoy life, that's better than running a race just to get praise from others. Look, this won't be easy, but it's worth it. Prioritize freedom over reputation. Choose a life where you control the pace, not where the pace controls you. When you control your time, you truly control your life. Because time is the only thing you can't buy back. Money? You can earn it again if you lose it. But time? Once it's gone forever. That's why time is the ultimate currency. Not dollars, not status. Time. And the people who understand this, they design their life around protecting their time. They say no to things that steal it. They say yes to things that give them more of it. So ask yourself, do you own your time, or does your time own you? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, it's time to change something. Because real wealth is waking up and knowing today is yours. So, friends, Rule 7, live by it. Rule 8, the rule of change. You will change, so your plan must too. This rule is about accepting something most people try to ignore. Change. People always change. Your dreams change. Your values change. Your lifestyle changes. Even your definition of being rich changes. Everything changes, and that includes what you want in life. 10 years ago, you wanted different things. 10 years from now, you'll want different things again. Think about it. Maybe 10 years ago, you just wanted to buy your first car. That felt like everything. Now, maybe you want freedom, safety, or just more time for yourself? 10 years from now, you might only want good health and peace. So if you change but your financial plan doesn't, that plan becomes outdated. Your financial plan needs to be flexible because you, as a person, keep evolving. Personal finance isn't a fixed plan you make once and forget. It has to grow with you. If you stick to an old plan that doesn't fit anymore, like investing blindly, saving too excessively, or chasing goals that no longer matter, eventually you'll feel stuck. So what should you do? Don't worry, it's not complicated. Check your plan regularly. Every year, every few months, ask yourself if your goals still make sense. Simplify things. Don't make your finances too complex. Focus on what matters: income, expenses, investments, and a safety margin. A safety margin is an extra amount of something that you keep just in case of a problem. And in this case, the something here is money. You should always have backup money, so if something changes, like losing your job, getting sick, or facing a crisis, you can still survive. Don't spend everything. Keep something saved so you can handle risks when they come. This approach keeps you ready for life's surprises. Here's the key truth. True wealth adapts with you, not against you. Real wealth means your money and your plan serve your life. You don't force your life to serve some outdated plan. Being rich isn't about strictly sticking to an old goal. It's about being flexible enough to change so your money and your life grow together. Life will throw curveballs, your needs will shift, your priorities will evolve, and that's okay. Actually, that's normal. The smart move? Build a financial life that can bend without breaking, one that adjusts when you adjust. Because the goal isn't to follow the plan perfectly. The goal is to live well while the plan supports you. Remember to review Rule 8 often. Rule 9. The rule of fear, pessimism. Sounds smart. Optimism builds wealth. This one explains why bad news moves faster than good news. Bad news travels faster than good news because it touches our biggest fears. We react to danger more than we react to good things. Bad news makes people stop and be careful. That's why it moves so fast. People who see everything negatively seem smart and realistic. But people who stay positive, they're the ones who actually build real progress, because they believe the future is good enough to work for. You see this all the time. The market goes down 5% and everyone worries. The news talks about it for days. But when the market grows slowly for months, nothing. Nobody says anything. Why? Because fear is loud. Growth is quiet. Negative thinking gets attention because it feels safe. If you say something bad will happen and you're right, you look smart. If you're wrong, nobody remembers anyway. But staying positive? That takes courage. It means putting your money, your time, your effort into something that might not work. It means believing tomorrow can be better than today. And that's scary for most people. But here's the thing. Every big step forward in history came from positive people, not from people who sat around saying everything would fail, from people who believed things could get better and worked to make it happen. So what should you do when fear takes over? Learn to look at the big picture. Don't look at 10 days. Look at 10 years. When you're scared, you can only see what's right in front of you. But when you step back and look at it over time, you see the truth. Small problems don't stop long-term growth. History shows this again and again. Markets come back, money grows, things get better. Yes, there will be bad days, even bad months, but over time, things go up. So here's what you need to remember. Real progress is quiet. Fear is loud. Choose quiet. Fear shouts at you. It's everywhere. On the news, on your phone, in every conversation. But real progress? It happens slowly, quietly, without noise. Don't let negative thinking fool you. Good news moves slowly, but it always comes. The people who build real wealth aren't the ones who worry at every bad headline. They're the ones who stay calm, keep going, and trust the long path. That's Rule 9. Remember it when fear tries to win. Rule 10. The rule of flexibility. Save for options, not just goals. This one changes how you think about saving money. Life rarely goes according to plan. You know this already. Things change, people change, opportunities come and go. So here's a different way to think about saving. Don't just save money to buy a house or a car. Saving isn't just about buying things. It's about freedom, the freedom of having choices. Save money so you have the power to say no. When you have money saved, you can say no to a job you hate. You can say no to a bad business deal. You can say no to anything that traps you. That's real luxury, not a fancy car, not a big house. The power to walk away from things that hurt you. Most people save for specific things: a wedding, a vacation, a new phone, and that's fine. But what about saving just to have options? What if you could quit a terrible job tomorrow because you have 6 months of living costs saved? What if you could start a business because you're not desperate for money? That's freedom, and it comes from flexibility. So here's what I want you to do. It's actually pretty simple. Create what I call an option fund. It's not for anything specific. It's just there to give you choices. This fund isn't tied to any goal. It's just sitting there, giving you power. And when you have it, you're not forced to do things you hate. That's the real definition of luxury. Think about it. The richest feeling in the world isn't buying something expensive. It's being able to say, "No, thank you," and walk away without worry. That's what this fund gives you. And here's the truth. Freedom is built by saying no to what traps you. Real freedom doesn't come from saying yes to every opportunity. It comes from having the strength to say no to the things that steal your peace, your time, your energy. Most people can't say no because they need the money. They stay in bad situations because they have no choice. But when you save for flexibility, you always have a choice. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You're free to move, to change, to grow. So start building that fund. Even if it's small at first, just start. Because every dollar you save for options is a dollar of freedom. Don't forget Rule 10. Rule 11, the rule of emotion. You don't lose to the market, you lose to yourself. We're coming to the end of the list. The second last one is the rule of emotion. This is where most people actually lose money. A lot of people get scared when the market drops, and they sell everything right at the bottom. They panic. They make fast decisions, and they lose. The truth? Most losses don't come from bad strategy. They come from panic. You see, the market will go up and down. That's normal. That's how it works. But what kills people isn't the market movement. It's their reaction to it. When prices fall, fear takes over. Your heart beats faster. You can't sleep. You check your phone every 5 minutes. And then you think, I need to sell now before I lose everything. So you sell, and guess what? A few months later, the market comes back up, and you just locked in your loss. That's not the market beating you. That's you beating yourself. The same thing happens on the way up. The market rises fast. Everyone's making money. You see people getting rich, so you jump in without thinking. You buy at the top, then it crashes, and you lose again. Greed and fear. Those are the two emotions that destroy wealth. So what should you do? You need to create a system that helps you avoid making decisions when emotions are high. Here's how. First, automate your investments. That means set it up so money goes into your account every month automatically. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel anything. It just happens. Second, write down your plan when you're calm. Decide now, before any crisis, what you'll do if the market drops. Decide how much risk you're okay with. Write it down. And when panic hits, read what you wrote. Follow that, not your fear. Third, set limits on your risk. Don't put all your money in one place. Don't invest money you might need next month. Protect yourself from your own emotions by making smart rules ahead of time. It sounds simple, but it works. And honestly, it's easier than you think. Because when you learn to stay calm, money naturally stays with you. It doesn't run away. It doesn't disappear. It grows. The market will always move. You can't control that. But you can control how you react. And that's where real wealth is built. Not in perfect timing, not in luck, but in keeping your emotions steady when everyone else is losing their mind. Master Rule 11, and you'll beat most investors. Rule 12, the rule of patience. Compounding only works if you stay. This is the final rule, but it might be the most powerful one. Everyone wants fast results, quick money, instant success. But real wealth? It only grows in silence. Compounding needs time, discipline, and calmness, even when things feel boring. Let me explain compounding in simple terms. It's not just about money. It's about everything in life. Every skill you learn, it builds up. Every small habit you keep, it adds up. Every good decision you repeat, it creates power that grows bigger and bigger. The interest here isn't just cash, it's experience. You see things more clearly. It's trust. People believe in you more. It's income. It rises naturally as the value you create grows. It's wisdom. You get calmer and smarter over the years. But here's the catch. Compounding only works if you stay. If you quit, you lose everything you built. Most people give up too early. They start investing, see no change after 6 months, and stop. They start learning, don't see results right away, and quit. But the magic of compounding happens later. Not in month 1, not in year 1, but in year 5, year 10, year 20. That's when small actions become huge results. So what should you do? Focus on time in the market, not timing the market. People waste years trying to find the perfect moment to start, the perfect time to invest, the perfect time to begin. But there is no perfect time. The best time was yesterday. The second best time is today. Just start, stay consistent, and let time do the work. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be the smartest. You just need to not quit. And here's something important to remember. Patience is the price you pay for greatness. Nothing great comes fast. Not wealth, not skill, not wisdom, not freedom. Everything worth having takes time. And the people who win? They're not the most talented. They're the ones who stayed when everyone else left. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop hoping for quick wins. Start thinking in years, not months. Because real wealth, real growth, real success, it's built slowly, quietly, one day at a time. Stay in the game long enough, and you'll win. Not because you're lucky, but because you didn't quit. Just like you didn't quit listening to this podcast and stayed until the end with me. So there you have it, 12 silent rules of money, 12 truths most people never learn. But at the end of the day, all of this, all the money, all the investing, all the interest rates, they all point to one single thing: peace. Peace in your mind. Because when you're gone, no one will remember how much money you had. But they'll remember how you lived. Money is just a tool. It's not the goal. The goal is to live well. So learn to make money serve your life. Don't let your life serve money. Stop chasing things that don't mean anything. Stop comparing yourself to people who don't matter. Stop proving things to people who don't care. Start building a life that feels good when you wake up. A life where you control your time. A life where you have enough, and you know it. That's real wealth. These 12 rules aren't just about getting rich. They're about staying sane while you do it. They're about protecting your peace while you build your future. So take these rules seriously. Use them, because the richest person isn't the one with the most money. The richest person is the one who sleeps peacefully at night. And now you know how to become that person. If you liked this episode, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who'd enjoy it. Subscribe so you never miss a new video, and explore our other content while you're here. Thanks for listening. See you next time on Fluent English with Radio.